Live from the Preston Highway Studios, it's 24-hour Purple People.
Hello again, friends, and welcome back to 24-hour Purple People. I'm John Harper, and I'm so happy to have you this evening or this morning or whenever you happen to be watching or listening to the video cast this day, this fine Monday that we're recording. We have a lot to go over today, but not as much as usual. But we do have some great Open Cup material, I think. Joining me today are two of my great friends. First off, he is the OG Capo. Hopefully he's not on mute. The OG Capo, the tailgating van master, DJ Casper.
What's up? What's up? Derby's kicked off with a thunderless start, and we are ready to go.
A thunderless start indeed, and lack of thunder last Saturday that we'll be talking about shortly. And to help us talk about that, a man that was in attendance for the thunderless game with the Spirit, Mr. Matt Dalton, the author of the Purple Prose. Matt, how you doing, sir?
We tried to make some noise. We tried to make like plane noises during the game. We tried to make like we took what you take like a sheet pan and you just shake it like like one of those, like at a haunted house. We tried to make some noise to really get the environment going last Saturday, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, valiant effort. I know that one of my coworkers said that he actually bought some fireworks and they watched some 747s fly into SDF. So how exciting.
They shot the fireworks at the 747s?
Well, I don't know if they actually shot them at
see if we could pick them off.
Something happened, but nevertheless, on today's episode, racing just a little bit too much spirit on Saturday. We also are going to be covering Tuesday night's match in the U.S. Open Cup third round. And Louisville City has a chance this week, gentlemen, to beat two teams that played each other on Saturday in USL competition. But first, let's talk about the match on Saturday. We talked about last week that Racing was going to have an uphill battle with the Washington Spirit. And I think it was exactly that. It was an uphill battle. You guys were there. You saw it firsthand. We're going to look at some highlights. So, guys, overall vibe. Ken, I'll start with you. I know it was kind of a sad occasion that there was no thunder, obviously.
Yeah, there was some noise, and that was the ref, because the ref couldn't stop blowing their whistle.
Man.
Woo, that was terrible.
Man.
So they really set a precedence for the rest of the game, and the rest of the game wasn't great. My theory is Taylor Flint had a terrible game, and when Taylor Flint has a terrible game, the rest of the team is going to have a terrible game as well. We're suffering from some similar problems we've talked about before. We are struggling to get quality chances up front. Kayla Fisher is doing a hero's job battering against the other team in a high press. But in this case, it was all for naught. I would say, though, that I really like green kits, so I'm going to take that away as a positive. Matt, what did you think?
Those kits are growing on me. I still don't know precisely the justification for the forest green, but I mean we have parks in the city, so I guess that counts.
Quite the color contrast, right? That highlighter yellow and that green, forest green.
I love the highlighter. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the highlighter quite a bit. We saw the lineups come out, right, and we saw that the Spirit had most of their big guns were still recovering from international duty and all that. So you have to keep sort of in the back of your mind during the first half, like the A team was really going to be carted out in the second half, right? So we had to have a strong performance in the first to get sort of a foothold into the game, and we hung with Washington. We did, for the most part, I thought. we didn't have the ball an awful lot. I think that's really what hampered us. They kept it away from us. The build up last game, and I think pretty much all year has not been great. We could certainly create more chances, but I feel like the build up has not given us any done us any favors. They kept the ball away from Emma Sears. She had the least amount of touches in this game.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's not the buildup, but our passing. Our passing was pretty bad.
That's
And
what I was sort of alluding to with build up. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, both Borges and Flint in the middle had some pretty for where they play and what they do. They had some pretty low passing statistics. I think Malay was our highest passer of the game. Plays behind Emma Sears, but just got cluttered up there and really couldn't get it up the front line, and she was negated the entire game. We just don't have a proven goal scorer either. It's just, with Becky out, it's just we're gonna have to get somebody or do something to start getting some better quality chances and getting the goal in the net.
Yeah, Kayla's working her ass off. I mean, she's sort of had to bear the brunt of all this. I mean, I think a lot of our sort of form was game planned around Bethany Balser. I feel like she would shoulder, I think, a lot of the attack, but unfortunately, we're without her right now, and maybe all season. I don't know. The status. Um,
Well, we got to go out and get another striker if we want to be
yeah,
viable.
we need another striker. Yeah.
The English leagues and the European leagues are. That was one hell of a free kick. There's really not a whole lot.
Santos.
Yeah, Lund couldn't have done anything about that. I don't think. I mean, it was kissed the near post there, so it certainly wasn't the fault of the keeper. It was just an excellent shot on target. But we really are in desperate straits for a striker. So I'm thinking the European leagues are closing things up. Maybe we should bring somebody over on loan or something. I don't know.
Certainly couldn't hurt. You saw in the second half when Sonas came in. First of all, we were really missing her playmaking ability. I thought Sarah Weber had a pretty solid game, but I mean, once Sonas came in, I think we had 4 shots in stoppage time, which is when Sonas came in and also Kanu. We need them on the field as much as possible. I know that Uchenna is coming back from an injury, so you have to sort of pace her back up to speed. And Sonas played at least 90 with the Canadian national team over the weekend, so you had to kind of get her back in the lineup as well. But I mean, we all hands on deck at this point. I mean, we need everybody that can make a difference out there.
I think we're the lowest scoring team in the NWSL right now. So
I think we are. Yeah, how many? Emma Sears has 2 goals, and that's how many we have total. That's it.
About it. Yep. Not good news.
It's an anemic attack.
Racing seemed to come out a little bit more aggressively. I think at the end of the first half, it was like we had 2 total shots or 3 total shots, but Washington only had a handful as well. And it seemed like we played a little bit more aggressively in the second half, just wasn't finding the back of the net.
Yeah, we were in this game for sure. There was no time where I felt like, okay, Washington is hands down the better team here. Like, we were in this game, we could compete. It's just when we created chances, we didn't have much of a finish to it. And the chances we created were, I mean, too little, too late.
Yeah, you're right. We weren't outclassed specifically, but our attack is relatively impotent, and they definitely broke on us and got numbers up. We were disorganized in the back, and that second goal went in. I think one
backbreaker
could have gotten it. It did take that deflection, so she didn't know exactly where it was going.
It looks like, at least from this angle, it looks like Katie sort of shifted her. Yeah, she shifted her weight back a little bit onto that right foot, and after that, it's going to be tough to make that dive to get that going to her left. But yeah, I wish that I had a better solution to these problems other than we need players. But I think that's where we're at right now.
Well, during the game we were talking about, who can we bring on, who can create a threat, and it's just we don't have the depth to threaten teams, especially later in the game. It's frustrating.
And I want to give a shout out to the players because it's been a rough week with training. They've also, most of them were cut off from their apartments as well, so they couldn't even go home due to the flooding. So to come out and play hard, I really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I do want to give that shout out.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, it did not go our way.
Nope. Big crowd though. Pretty big crowd.
Good crowd. Everybody had gear on too, which is pretty cool. Everyone came prepared. It kind of let me know that, hey, this is a crowd that we could continuously get if I don't know, if you make a game into an event, right, you're going to get people in the stands, and if you can make every game into an event, then you're going to get you're going to sustain yourself in terms of attendance.
We had fun kind of wandering down there because we started at Mile Wide, did a little drinking there, and then caught a ride. Chase parked in like I don't know where he parked, in the JBS Swift parking lot or something like that.
Yeah, the parking lots were still, I think, inaccessible.
Yeah.
So they had to improvise.
We're parking all over the place. It was
Yeah.
chaos. And then walked the stadium, so everybody was kind of walking together, kind of like a European game you would see in a city. So that was kind of cool, even though we lost. And then we all walked out. We ended up at Vernon Lanes, which was kind of cool. It's a kind of cool bowling alley / pool tables in the basement, pub, pretty good food. So there's definitely a lot to do and growing things to do in and around the stadium, and we'll see more of that in the future.
I had the schnitzel at Vernon Lanes. I want to recommend the schnitzel.
You finally got your schnitzel.
He got his pounded meat.
Well,
let me tell you, hit the spot.
We know that racing has got some quality players. They are a quality squad that just needs to put things together, and still fairly early in the season, right? I know that we at this point we would like to have some wins, more wins. We'd like to, especially at home, especially in front of a good crowd. And yeah, hats off to the people that did show up. That a lot of those people probably got tickets originally because it was a Thunder match.
Yep.
It's very possible that's the case, but I was glad to see that attendance number. We just got to find ways to get the ball in the back of the net. You see right here, total shots from racing 13, shots on target 4. No big chances for either side. We needed a big chance. We had lots of small chances.
Shots weren't really
shots on target might have been
dangerous.
After, yeah.
We got to work harder, get some better quality chances, because that's just not going to work. The good news is we got 4 points, and if we win a game, we'll have 7, which will vault us into like 5th place. So it's still early in the season.
Everything's pretty tight. Yeah.
All is not lost. I just think we need to put some investment into the squad and get some players in there that can help us out over the season. I just don't know where the goals are going to come from right now.
Yeah, with the current makeup of the roster, yeah, I don't know where it's coming from.
Well, gentlemen, I know that flooding and water and everything else has been a hot button issue for all of us here in Louisville, and there's going to be a wave heading in next Saturday. While we're on the subject of racing, I'm getting better at these segues. I know we are hosting San Diego.
Better?
Well, no, not really. San Diego wave coming to town. San Diego is they're our team that's kind of struggling as well. They're sitting at 4 points, as you can see here on the table. Coming up with San Diego this match next Saturday. I'm hoping that racing finds a way to put some goals on the board against a team that is not quite Washington spirit, to say the least, right, Matt?
Yeah. Uh, just sort of touch on what we said earlier. I'm not to get a sidetrack, but I looking at the games we have played, uh, I think these are fairly reasonable results. I mean, you want better against Bay, but these aren't surprising results exactly. You know, we didn't drop to anybody. We didn't drop to Chicago. Um, we also didn't beat anybody. You know, we didn't beat any of the top three teams. Uh, but this is roughly what I would have thought prior to playing the games that we would have been at. So yeah, all's not lost.
Agree. If you're going to be
Yeah.
competitive, though, you have to take points and 3 points on Saturday against San Diego. If you want to stay competitive in the competitive race, I'm not going to say it's a must win. We will die if we don't win, but I am saying that this is a game we should win if we want to stay in the hunt for playoff position.
I mean, looking at how tight it was last year in terms of playoffs, I mean, one or two draws that could have been wins, and we would have been in. You know, we finished right there on the cusp. So
San Diego's not a bad team. You know, they're just
Nope.
coming off 2 losses to 2 very good teams. Was it Orlando and Kansas City?
Current.
So it's going to be a competitive match. Savannah McCaskill will be back. She is probably playing some of her best football for San Diego. So she's definitely going to come in with a chip on her shoulder a little bit, I'm betting. So she's going to be a handful on Saturday, 3:00 kickoff. So be wary of the sun.
Yeah, when the sun is high. I like McCaskill's hair. That's all I'm gonna add to that discussion. She wears like the top bun. I don't know. I like it. I like it. I like to see it bob around as she runs around. We've only scored a couple times, right? But San Diego has conceded more than any other team in the league, sans Utah or Chicago. So we're gonna have hopefully a couple chances to get it past them.
We get that high press going. I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity. We just got to take it.
Yeah,
I'm really interested to see the lineup. I want to see who starts. I want to see what. I'm not really sure what we're going for a lot of times. The part of that is due to me not knowing fuck all about soccer, but I just don't know if I see like an attack philosophy at this point. But
we're trying to play a high press. We're trying to play out of the back a little bit. We're definitely not a possession-oriented team. So it's more causing chaos up front, getting a turnover, and then creating some quality chances. One thing that had me worried last game is Taylor Flint went out 80-some minutes, looked a little banged up and a little hurt. That will be a big sad face if she's not starting this Saturday. So let's just hope she's all right because she's definitely a key player for us. Hopefully, Uchenna is good enough to start and maybe bring some more veracity in our attack up front. We'll see.
Yeah, I really think Kanu. I think she's got a ton of upside this season. Like. Hopefully she takes off. That's all I'm. That's all I'm saying. I just hope she takes off. You know, we need somebody to do that.
Yeah, I mean, where she would probably play where Weber is playing, right?
She played sort of centrally when she came on.
You think she played the 9 for Kayla? Okay. I mean, we've seen so little of her, so we don't really know yet.
Yeah. But I believe we've seen her on the left as well. I mean, Kayla's playing so well. I wouldn't take her. I wouldn't take her out. You know, so if they can all work together up top, I mean, that would be fantastic. And I don't see any reason why that couldn't work.
Yeah, we got to get some of that pressure off Emma Sears to allow Emma Sears to do what she does best, which is run at the defense with the ball. If we can't give her a quality pass or we can't have other players that are significant threats in the attack, she's going to have the clamp down, kind of like she had last game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. Get out and support racing. The team has been really putting a lot of effort into. We know it's been a rough go. We just talked about the training grounds. Louisville City Racing just posted a video today. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was a video of the grounds crew going to the training grounds to work on the training grounds grass and all that, but they had to get there by boat. I don't know exactly when that was recorded, but dedication, to say the least. We have a great grounds crew and great facilities here in Louisville for both teams. And you know that racing desperately wants to get out of this funk that they've been in. We kind of jokingly, the 9th place finishes each year. Hasn't been the best start, but hasn't been the worst start either. They have played some very quality sides, and I'm hoping that this game against San Diego might just be a game that they can use to propel themselves into future matchups this season. And we hope that racing will be going in the right direction starting Saturday. But in the meantime, we're going to switch gears a bit and talk about Louisville City. So I kind of said at the top of the show, we have a chance to beat two teams that played each other last Saturday. Loudoun defeating Tampa Bay last Saturday in USL League play. But this is not about league play, gentlemen. It's the U.S. Open Cup, the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Woohoo! What I really like about the U.S. Open Cup is I just say U.S. Open Cup. I don't just say Open Cup. U.S. Open Cup. But the one thing that I really enjoy about it is I always wear something different. I like to wear something outside of my normal. Normally I wear the away kit to matches. Just been my thing. I don't know. I guess since the very beginning I always just wore away kits. So that's the biggest, most exciting thing to me is I get to wear something random. Now, one of you gentlemen will not be in attendance and the other one will. So I'm not going to spoil what it is. It has absolutely nothing to do with soccer. And it doesn't have anything to do with pro wrestling, Matt. I saw your eyes there. You had lust in your eyes.
Is it a suit of armor?
Clothes. You're gonna wear your khakis and your black shoes and your
The
cats.
tucked in shirt. No, thank you. I am not.
You have worn that at a game. I know this.
Yes, I have. I'm not capoed and so in such apparel, but yeah, we have Loudoun coming to town, and we talked about last week. Loudoun is a dangerous squad. You know, they just went down to Tampa Bay. Now, via the Tampa Bay was not exactly a team that, well, right now they're kind of in disarray. But Loudoun is a good squad. They are at the top of the table right now in league play. U.S. Open Cup, you just never know what's going to happen, but a heck of a draw we talked about. And here we are. The day is upon us. And if you're listening to this anytime after Tuesday or watching this after Tuesday, this next part might be ruin all credibility that we may have. But so, Ken, I'll start with you. Open Cup. I know you go way back with the Open Cup. Louisville City's been in it quite a few times. So tell me about this match tomorrow with the Loudoun.
It's going to be really interesting. Unfortunately, I will not be there, but I do expect squad rotation for both teams, although I expected a little bit more for Loudoun than I expected for us because they just played on Saturday where they beat a pretty horrible Tampa. So a 3-day and a road trip coming out to play for us, that's going to be tough for them. So they do have probably one of the best players in form, best in-form player in the USL right now, which is, I'm going to slaughter your name, Abu Kora. I say that right? Anyone?
That's roughly, yeah. You're in the
close?
ballpark. You're in the vicinity. Yeah.
I think that's close. I think he got Player of the Month or something like that. He's been put in 5 goals so far this season, and he's backed up by some pretty good controlling players in a Florian Vallet and a Pedro Santos. Both of those players are very good on the ball. So we could expect a very competitive match, assuming everybody is going to be playing some other plus players. I imagine that we are. We just did sign somebody, right, for 25 days, but I think that's as a backup for Duncan. What was his name?
Cameron Dukes, I believe, was his name.
Dukes. That's right. Uh,
Yes.
but I wouldn't expect him to play. I just expect him to ride the bench, and then we'll be playing our normal midfielders since we didn't play over the weekend. What do you think, Matt?
So last week I said that I don't care about the U.S. Open Cup, which kept me up at night. That is not true
And you got
at
a
all.
red card for it.
I got a
Yeah,
red card
wake
for it,
up.
deservedly so. That is not. I did not mean to imply that I don't care about the Open Cup. It is the longest tournament in the United States. It is prestigious. The winner goes to the CONCACAF Champions League, which is sort of prestigious. Uh, what I meant was we're playing Loudon 4 times this year, guys. 4 times.
Lucky
This is the
on our part.
second of our 4 meetings, right? So we have them twice in the regular season, home and away. We also have them once in the League Cup and the Jägermeister Cup. And then with this draw, we have one more in the U.S. Open Cup. What I meant was, I this is the one that we can lose. It doesn't have as much bearing on the rest of the season, right? We're not going to go up or down with the table with a win or loss. All right, I just had to say my piece. All right, but
Ken, what do you think about that piece that he just made with the universe?
Uh, it sounds like a little bit of a cop out. I think we we said that if you're gonna lose in the Open Cup, lose early,
yes, that is also true.
because the winner of this game is going to go play a MLS team. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
And for us, it'll probably be Cincinnati or Columbus or somebody like that. I don't think Columbus is in it because Columbus 2 is in it. I would like to do that. So I would like to win this game, and then I would like to go up against a MLS team.
Just for the record, I want to win every game. I'm just saying it right now. Just a blanket statement. I want to win every game, just for the record.
Wow.
if we have the resources to be able to keep a fairly full squad and sign players on short-term contracts, I see no reason to. I mean, we're not going to throw a game, but to put in your best squad that you have available, you do have to think about what's coming up next, and who you're playing and how they play. But your best squad that you have available on the pitch. I think we will have a little bit of squad rotation. Probably in the goal, I'm going to guess.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I would not be super surprised if who's that? Danny Fondes? Is he our number 2 still?
Danny Fondes. Or Ryan. Is Troutman still with the team, right? Yeah.
Trout, I think, yeah. I think Danny Fondes had a very lengthy injury. So it'll be interesting to see if he comes in and starts. Considering some of the oopsies that Loss has had here and there.
Yeah, we historically, the Open Cup, the U.S. Open Cup, has been a time for Louisville City to experiment with some things, and we have seen a plethora of backup keepers throughout the years. Just real quick, I wanted to just run through, it'll only take a second, just looking back through the history of the U.S. Open Cup in Louisville. 2015, fourth round, 0-1, lost to the Chicago Fire. Third round, yep. Louisville City, well, you might be thinking of another one. Louisville City.
I've been to all the games.
Yeah, you're probably there. That one. Third round in 2016 against Indy 11 when they were in the NASL.
I was not at that one.
Yeah, third round of 2017 at Nippert against our good friends FC Cincinnati. The big one for us, the quarterfinals, the year that we beat the Revolution, and we ended up beating Nashville, and then we lost 4-0 to Chicago in Chicago. That was one that was heavily traveled by a whole lot of us.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was there.
Yeah, I was there as well, but not in good form.
Yeah. Well, Louisville City was not on that evening as well. Cincinnati beat us in 2019 in the fourth round, 2-1. 2022, Nashville beat us in the round of 16. That was our best showing in the Open Cup. 2023, Cincinnati. Glenn and Matt and myself were there for that one up in Cincinnati. 2024, Sounders beating us in a penalty, or not penalties, but stoppage time. So that was the Sounders regular team, not the backup team. That was the Sounders regular team. Although we were playing in their backup stadium, whatever. The Open Cup is growing. I think it's kind of catching on a little bit, especially with the pro rail talk going on around America right now and in the USL. I think it's safe to say that it sparked a lot of interest. I mean, this game tomorrow night, random Tuesday night, CBS Sports Network. So, going to be nationally televised, gentlemen, from the Ville tomorrow night. Matt,
I think it's
good timing.
I think it's kind of interesting. Like since MLS last year decided to pull out a good portion of their teams from the competition, right? It's really, I think, catalyzed a lot of people in their support of the USOC, which is great, which is fantastic. Soccer nerds everywhere now they'll tell you how much they love the USOC because it was kind of on flimsy ground there for a while, right? I mean, MLS pulls all their teams. What does the competition look like? I don't know, but I think it has more support now than it did, years ago. I believe that it just changed networks, right? It was on Max, it was on Turner Sports, and now I think it's on Golazo now, which is where all the good soccer is anyway. So yeah,
Some of the other games. I'm going to tell you though that Pittsburgh better beat Columbus Crew 2, or they will be a laughing stock.
Columbus 2, who beat Lexington, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
They did not only did they beat them, but they beat them 3-0. So, but that's Lexington. Yeah, okay, no surprises there. But Pittsburgh better pull out a win there. Some other interesting matchups coming down the pipe. So it's gonna be a fun week to kind of watch the scores roll in. Matt, still got a couple of minnows out there, so that's fun.
Matt, how about the Heart of Pine? How bad do you want a main kit? I really want a main kit, but
they're great.
They're about to run into a very quality team. RIFC is coming to the state of Maine. That's going to be a good matchup. What else? Any other results or matchups you looking forward to?
I think El Farolito up against Sacramento. That's kind of everybody who doesn't have a horse in the race. I think they're sort of El Farolito fans. Farolito won the U.S. Open Cup in 1993. They're a club based around a sandwich shop. That's where they get their name. That's where they started. So some real grassroots shit. And they returned, I want to say 2 years ago, for the first time in a while back to the competition. And I want to say they've won. They've been in the third round both those years. So doing well for a team that's, I don't think it has a league. I'm sorry, they're in the NPSL Golden Gate Conference. So not a big, well-known league. But I will be rooting for them, the Bodega Boys, against Sac Republic.
I think I'm going to be going for any lower league team to beat the upper league team. So
yes, 100%.
For sure, I'm going to be going for North Carolina to take down Charlotte Independence. Oh wait, no, Charlotte Independence is not their MLS team. That's their whatever NPSL.
You meant the opposite. Independence is lower league and NCFC is higher league. Yeah.
Yep. I like to see them win. Of course, Portland, South Georgia, taking on Charleston Battery, Tormenta FC. That'd be great. And Union Omaha, AV Elta. You ever heard of them? I've never even heard of them.
They got a cool logo. They got a cool crest. Tacoma Defiance is going up against Oakland Roots. I think there's there's a really good chance for an upset there.
I don't think it'll be an upset. Oakland is pretty bad this year. They're kind of in that Tampa Bay category.
Does it count as a cup set if they're in a lower league but the team they're playing is shit? Does it not? Is it not a cup set?
I don't think it's a cup set. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'd like to see it though.
John, you're the arbitrator here. Is it a cup set?
I would say that's not a cup set.
Okay, so that wouldn't be a cup set. All right.
And of course, Detroit City is playing Westchester SC. I don't know who Westchester SC is, but
That's a Pennsylvania team, right?
yeah, they look like they are USL 1, kind of mid-table USL 1 team. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think FC Naples, though, going up against Tampa, they have a real shot because they're currently at the top of USL 1, and Tampa is at the near bottom of championship. So I don't think that would be a cup set. I think that would be expected.
It's not the typical start for the Rowdies this season, that is for sure. But we'll see. We'll see. Oakland is not. Well, they are bottom of the table, but
they're bad.
Yeah,
Not good.
Get a lot of hype, but they're bad.
Yeah.
Good attendance for one game, but
they were able to get a win at Tulsa the other evening against Luke Spencer's club out there. The Open Cup is just very fascinating. When I explain it to my casual American soccer fan friends, I always tell them, yeah, I mean, if you've got 18 friends or you got enough people to suit up, or I don't even know if you have to have 18, maybe just 11. But really, this starts with like small clubs and it builds up, and it's just kind of ties in a lot, I think, to Pro Rel in a way, because you're getting matchups that are just very lopsided on paper, hypothetically, but soccer is different. The one thing I was, when you talk to, again, using the analogy, telling people about Louisville City over the years, soccer, to me, there's not really minor leagues in soccer. I mean, yes, there is, and no, there isn't, because any team can beat any team, so it seems. Now, I know you're not going to bring one of these really lower league teams and go to Liverpool. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that anything can happen, and it's one thing that makes this sport great. No other sport has this. You're not going to have a AA baseball team playing the Red Sox, or you're not going to have a D-League team playing an NBA team that I'm aware of. Matt, help me out if not. But it makes soccer a special sport, and I'm very excited about the U.S. Open Cup. I always get excited about the U.S. Open Cup, and mostly based on that apparel thing I was talking about earlier. But
I want a hint. Give me a hint. What are you going to wear?
A hint? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
Okay,
I can't
all
give
right,
you a hint.
all right.
Because the thing
It'll be a
is
surprise.
the hint would not help you at all. It's
Okay.
because it wouldn't help you. Some other news and notes of things that we like. This is the things that we like segment, news and notes. I guess.
like it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, last week we talked about our favorite stars of the past going around, Louisville City Stars. I think we were hinting on where are they now type thing. Big news this week was this one right here, my friends. Josh Winder.
Yeah.
Making
Get
us
that
proud.
first team debut. Excellent.
Making us proud. Very exciting. And he almost had a goal. Oh,
Come on, wait. 14 minutes, so he came on at the end of the game. Did they win the game?
Mhm.
Do we know?
I believe they did.
Yeah, one tackle, two
believe it's
interceptions,
2-1.
and one dual one.
In 14 minutes, that's not bad. Not bad at all.
Passing accuracy of 100%.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Hey, we'll take
Hey,
it.
13 for 13.
Yeah. No, they did not win. Was that? That wouldn't have been
Well,
that
I mean,
bad.
Josh can't carry the whole team, I mean, somebody else
Right.
has to step up too.
Somebody's got to do it. Let's
Come on.
see. Did they win?
There you go. Doesn't matter. He
Um,
played.
Yes, they did. They won 5-0.
Oh, so Josh did carry the whole team. Okay.
Yeah.
He
Nice.
did. Obviously.
Nice.
Obviously.
So yeah, we like pointing out, especially the Winders, such a nice family. Both Elijah and Josh, two prodigies come up through our fantastic academy here in Louisville that we hope will continue with Brandon Days and many others. You know, another thing I saw in the news, I'm not going to bring it graphics up for it, but they opened a soccer complex in Clark County, in southern Indiana. I think they had 1,200 teenage, 9 to 15-year-olds are in this
Damn.
program. I was kind of wondering because I do work in Indiana. I kept seeing kids wearing like they had Indy 11 patches on
What?
these. Yes, on these kits, and I'm thinking to myself, well, there's a lot of Indy 11 fans out today.
Just why do they have fans?
Yeah. And then I go, oh, okay, this is kind of like the little local sponsors, like you see the kids wearing the Yankees patch, on their Little League kits or something. Little League jerseys. Missed opportunity there from Louisville City maybe getting involved with this, but bigger picture is this game is growing big time in this area. Wow. I mean, it's a pretty massive undertaking. It was on all the local news channels and stuff. So, there's a lot going on soccer related around town. That's for sure. And the University of Louisville has a great soccer program for the men and women. So
Cool. I look forward to poaching any of those Clark County players who are any good.
yank them right up. Yep. Come on over.
Mm-hmm.
Come on over.
Drive as far. I don't want to drive to
Play
Indy.
for the good guys.
Yeah. Yep. Where the flag is flying and Kentuckiana's buying. Sorry. That's some car dealership. I hear
Is
it
that
on
a
the
Tony
radio.
Melito?
No, well, no. And it's not the dealer for the people. that's for sure.
If we're not sponsored, don't mention it unless they're giving us money.
I should probably try to get a hold of Tony and see if he's interested sponsoring the program or something.
Big T?
No, we need to get those lawyers. 502 777 1111 502 777. Remember those guys?
I do
No.
not. I do not
I
remember
can't
those
remember
guys.
their name. I just remember the phone number. We could dial it, see if it's still good.
Yeah, see who picks up. Yeah.
I mean, we can't get in trouble because we're giving free publicity to probably a defunct attorney's office that doesn't even exist anymore. They probably got
No.
banned or something.
I'm just gonna call and say you're welcome for all this publicity.
Yeah, we'll see how things turn out in the Open Cup. I have not looked ahead if we were to win the next match. I know they're pretty spread out throughout the year, and especially with this Jägermeister Cup happening, which we're about to be hosting Richmond week from Saturday. I believe that's Saturday after next.
Yes.
They were hosting Richmond for the Jägermeister Cup. And I'm excited about that and I'm excited to preview that match because if you guys haven't looked into it, Richmond has quite the following. Very popular squad. They were once part of league top tier, I guess, right? They were in the USL Championship.
I mean, when's the last time we played Richmond? It's been
They
a
were,
while.
yeah. Let's see. A couple of our players that we know really well. George Davis IV used to play for Richmond.
Brian Ownby.
Way back when. I think he came from Richmond to us before finishing out his playing career. But they were part of the USL, and we played them frequently in the early years. They just didn't have the oomph to stay in the championship. So when the USL one came along, they dropped down to that, and it fit kind of their size.
Yeah.
So it looks like we have beaten Richmond 7 times out of 9 meetings. So
Have they ever beaten us?
no, not one time.
I don't
2
think
draws
so.
though.
Yeah.
The last time we played them was August of 2018. We beat them 6-0.
Yes.
But that was a long time ago. I mean, I don't know what Richmond's got going on.
Well, they're second in USL League One out of 14. So, quality side, the only other team is FC Naples that's better than them currently. They they're kind of having an up and down season right now. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you just never know what's going to happen when you have these tournament type atmospheres and teams that are not used to each other's play styles and things like that. We know that Louisville City always comes prepared, and I think that tomorrow evening, I think we're going to handle Loudon, and we defeated them 2-0 to start the 2025 campaign at the FAM, and I think it is a hostile environment for any team, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow evening. I hope we have a good turnout, especially since it's a national televised match, but Tuesday nights are kind of a hard sell for some people.
Yeah.
But it means I can go. Weeknights means John can attend because I can work my schedule around. It's the Saturday ones that I miss at times. But we will be there, so say hello while I'm thinking about it. We appreciate the viewership and feedback we've gotten from the first couple of episodes. A couple of new subscribers to the channel, so thank you for that. You can now,
awesome.
Yeah, you can now check us out on Spotify, which we will have that uploaded. It will probably not be uploaded tomorrow. I'm not really sure. We'll try. There's kinks and things, and there's a hamster that runs on a wheel, and all this stuff has to happen. And it might not happen by tomorrow night. But we appreciate you watching today's program or listening to today's program either way. Catch us on the various social medias. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Blue Sky.
Reddit.
You
And
said
Reddit.
there's so real quick. You said there was feedback. What was
What's
the
the feedback?
Get better? Do better?
I got an email.
My wife said we were boring, so
An
there's
email.
that. We need more bells and whistles.
She knew that. She knew we were boring.
Yeah, she did already know that.
Maybe like that.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Ah.
Lights
see
and
the-
sounds.
You see the new addition there, don't you?
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that boring, Rebecca? Is that boring?
Yeah, take that one. But anyway, all right, I'm gonna unmute you there. But
Thanks.
yeah, no, I got this email, and the email just said, "Stop." I don't know.
Stop.
Yeah. No,
I wonder what that means.
No, nothing really to share. I mean, I don't know if these people really wanted us to share that information, but it was nice to see that people remembered the program. We had some nice comments on our first video that they were glad to see us doing shows again, and we are happy to be doing them again as well. So anyway, all right, guys. Any closing thoughts from you guys before we sign off?
We talk about Tampa.
I don't think we really talked about Tampa.
Oh, you want to talk about Tampa?
Let's talk about Tampa.
Let's talk about Tampa.
We'll get to it quick.
Tampa's bad. They fired their coach. They're that bad that they fired their coach. Now, often when teams fire a coach, they'll have a bounce effect for a new coach. They do have a Open Cup game between us and us going down there and playing them on Saturday. So we'll see how it goes. I just don't. I don't think they're going to get a whole lot better until they get a new person behind the bench for them. There are only three teams.
There's a lot of new parts to that team. There's a lot of I don't think they've had time to gel necessarily. I mean, yeah, they don't have a coach at this point.
Right. Well, I mean, they'll have somebody, whoever number two will step up. Yeah, there are only three teams that are worse in the power rankings, which is Oakland. We already knew that. Phoenix, very surprising considering how much talent they have. I think it's a matter of time before Phoenix gets their shit together and starts winning games. And then Hartford's just really, really bad. So I wouldn't take the game for granted because it is Tampa and it is away. On the other hand, I expect us to win.
How do Hartford fans do it year in and year out?
I don't know.
God, those are tough motherfuckers. Yeah, they've only got 4 goals on the year, so they're not. I mean, they're not lighting the world on fire. Let's see, the leading scorer is Pacius. He is a Canadian international. I think he's got 3 of their 4 goals.
Yeah, Wubin
They got a
Macias, which is a cool name.
Woobens, which is a really cool name.
Woobens,
They've got a
yes.
solid keeper, Campazzi. They got a pretty solid keeper.
They have a similar problem that we do, though, as their number 9, Ortega, is not scoring any goals. So
Right.
it happens.
Well, we know going down to
But this
Tampa.
is a very winnable game.
Oh,
Very
yes.
winnable.
Yes, it is definitely. And we know that going down to Tampa, there's always a few not so great memories heading down there, but it's a fun place to travel. A lot of people like going to matches down there. I know Patrick really likes going to all the matches down in Tampa, and Ralph's Mob is a good supporters group, and they have a lively crowd and a beautiful stadium right there on the ocean. So excited
That's
to
one thing.
watch that match.
I like watching Tampa games because no matter, even if it looks like there's nobody in the stands, like it's so loud there. Like the acoustics are wonderful at Lang.
Mhm.
Like they've always got good support.
It's a good stadium. I've been there. I've done that one twice. Once was a horrible experience, and I haven't been back since. But the first time I did it was a whole heck of a lot of fun. And I did try to drink all the rum in Tampa Bay, which was
There's a lot of rum in Tampa Bay.
There was a lot. Yep, it was pretty ugly, but we won. Not the second time. The second time was that playoff game where they got extra time.
Was it the lucky game?
That was a lucky game.
Oh,
It was terrible.
oh,
It was bad.
Isn't that the one where you went out into the woods, the great forest of the South?
Chattahoochee. I camped at a free camping spot in the Chattahoochee National Forest all by myself, which was character building.
Yes, this is how much we love our club, is we will go into legit hibernation for a week after a devastating loss like that.
had to commune with nature.
Yes, exactly. Try not to get killed by a serial killer out there.
I mean, it's Florida, so
yeah.
It was that was Georgia, actually. Chattahoochee National Forest is in Georgia, Delongana, North Georgia.
Well, Tampa, I apologize for skipping over your preview, but I mean, in my defense, it was squished in between on my format.
oh no, yeah, all right, let's put it on the
I
format.
would say though, the
whoever
games
that
are getting
was.
stacked up. We got a game on Tuesday, then an away game on Saturday. Then we got the Jägermeister Cup.
And
then
Is that a midweek game?
No, it's a Saturday. But I don't know if you know this, but every player has to take a shot of Jaeger before that match. So, I mean, that changes a lot of things.
That'll change things.
Yeah.
Changes.
Some are going to get better. Some are going to get worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Then we have a week off, right? And then we have Lexington coming to visit us on Thurby.
I am so excited for that game. We don't have a week off. There's no break there.
Oh, is that the Jägermeister? Okay.
Yeah, we go Saturday straight to Thurby. So you got Jaeger right to Bourbon. It's gonna be woo.
Yep, a lot of games starting to catch up.
Yep.
That's our first 8:00 kick of the year.
Yes.
Thank
Lexington
goodness.
game. So.
Oh yes, I'm so excited. Excited. Got some old friends coming to that one. I think it's gonna be a packed house. Cannot wait for that match as well. Well, that's about all she wrote for 24-Hour Purple People today. We thank you once again for watching us. Catch us all, hit that like button, subscribe today, and all that good stuff. For Ken Luther and Matt Dalton, we will see you next time. Thanks for watching, and good evening, everybody.